from the other communities that make up the Mississauga Nation. The rest of the people in attendance who traveled far to come here today, and of course our staff and members of our organization who we couldn't do any of this without, so I'd like to acknowledge them as well. So
it's on channel 1 for direct sound.
Phil and I were actually having a conversation before we started. He said, you know, in this world there are, because he has a lovely assistant who I asked if she was attending, and he goes, you know, in this world there are workhorses and there are show horses. I'm just kidding, Phil. So I had to take that shot. I want to talk about one thing. You know, I'm no expert on the history of the Mississaugas or the culture. You know, much like many of the Mississauga people, from credit, we lost a lot of our culture and our language to assimilation and churches and, you know, the will of the government. And we've made such strides to come back and reclaim our language and bring back the culture and do so many things, and it's just absolutely amazing how far back we've come. And my own journey has been, see, I always had certain beliefs in my life about respect and women and how they should be treated, and in other aspects of my life, how I lived it and certain things I believed in. But I never understood why until when I was 50 years old. I heard Jim Dumont tell a part of the creation story, and it was a 2-day event, I believe. And I heard it and I go, well, those are all the things I believe. Those are the fundamental principles I live my life by. And I never knew why. And so for me, it was very important that we bring that teachings back here so that our people would have that same connection. They wouldn't have to wait till they were 50. I'm really disappointed that nobody was surprised I was 50, I must say. Okay, well, we'll move on by that. So in the Anishinaabe creation story, the first delineation of gender was our mother, the earth. Now, I used to say that teaches us that women should come first in all things. But in today's society, I sometimes got in trouble from people for saying that. So I really just say that it shows us how valuable and important and what role women should play in our social structure. And we forget that. Not only do we forget that, we forget that as the first delineation of gender, the respect and honor that they have, and not only is that as life givers. So when I was a young boy, I saw my sister dragged from a car by an 18-year-old man from Hagersville by her hair. When I was a younger boy still, or, you know, growing up, there's no denying that there was a lot of abuse in our community, you know, alcohol, spousal, everything else that went on when we were young, because we had lost a lot of our identity and we worked hard to reclaim that. So I saw my mother with a face that I didn't recognize from being beaten. So these things I saw in my life, and I thought, so much disrespect for our women. And even today, we have the issue of missing and murdered women, we have the issue of spousal abuse, and I don't want to confuse the two, because the majority of women who disappear from society, it's not their husbands or people they know, it's others that they don't know. But having said that, there's no denying that the spousal abuse and the issues of abuse of family still go on, not only in Indigenous communities, but across the land. And it's so important that we start to address that and teach our men just how valuable the resource that the women are, the life bringers, and the reason we are here. So I really wanted to just start the morning and talk about, you know, I didn't want to focus too much on the fact that we're still fighting all these issues, and we will continue to fight these issues. But we have so many good women in our society, in my nation, in this room, in this community, and beyond, who do so much every day, not just for their families and friends, but for all of us. You know, there are so many out there who are in the news or who are fighting the good fight, who do so much thing. And one of the ladies that I wanted to focus on, who has been sick for a while, is Nokomis Josephine Madaban, who is everybody, I don't know if everybody knows, but is a water walker, and has walked around the Great Lakes to bring attention to the plight of the waters, and has did so much to raise awareness. Well, you know, she's been suffering through some illness now, And so one day I sat down and I wanted to pay respect to Josephine, and so I wrote this for her, and then I made sure I got in touch with her and presented it to her, and got permission that, you know, she said she would share it on her various ways, and she gave me permission to share it as well. So I wanted to read this to you if I could this morning. And it's called Walks Forever Woman. I have been called a hero. I have been called crazy. It does not matter what people say, but do not doubt I have been called. I saw the anguish upon the water, the pain, the hurt. I sat in ceremony with tears streaming. I knew I must do something, and so I asked. Walk, grandmother, sing, dance, ceremony, but walk. So walk I did for the water, sometimes with others, sometimes alone. I thought that once my first walk was done, I would rest, but again I was called, walk, grandmother. So I walked, and always upon the end of the walk, I thought, now I rest. But the call is not gone, so I walk. This may be the final time my feet travel the earth around the water. Upon my deathbed, they will say, you have done enough, rest. I will smile and nod for them. Yet I know I will continue on this journey, for I still feel the call. I still hear the voice, walk, grandmother. I sometimes wonder why no one hears the voice of the water. Maybe no one who is alive today remembers. So I will walk, and you may hear my voice, my drum. You may walk by my side, or you may glimpse my passing. This is not a curse. This is a cause, an honor. I will walk for the spirit of the water. I will walk until duty is not forgotten. I will walk until the walk becomes for all. I will walk until you walk. For I have learned that the voice says walk, but it means lead. So I will walk until you hear and you answer. So stand, grandmothers, grandfathers, parents, children, stand. For you must stand, and you must stand together. Then you must walk, and I will walk beside you. For even as I pass, I hear the words, walk, grandmother, walk. I want to ask you to stand and join me, if you would. So I'm asking if you would now stand up and join me, and not only remembering grandmother Josephine, but also think about all the women who've played a part in your life, who've done so much to make you who you are today. You know, those who've gone on, those who are here now, and those we'll need in the future. And I would ask that Councillor Kathy, come up and join me, and please do a song while we stand and pay our respects. Thank you. We're going to be seated. So I don't want anybody to think I went crazy off topic this morning. You know, telling the history and understanding who the Mississauga, who the Anishinaabe, who the indigenous people of the land are part of the journey that we have to take if we're going to correct and fix these things in the future. It's about understanding each other and working together. So, Miigwech and have a great day.